Hey YouTube, this is PokéCastXVll here, and today this is me taking you through a couple of games of me playing the Vespiquen Vileplume deck. So, if you did watch UK Nationals, you would have seen that Vespiquen Vileplume did actually manage to take the entire tournament. So this is just a couple of games of me playing the deck. And as you can see, we are going first, which is absolutely massive with this deck. It's really big if you can go first. And I should point out, this isn't the Nationals winning list. I don't really know. I know that it played Judge and Misty's Determination, but this is just a very generic list, which I will show you at the end of this video. And this is more kind of just me to kind of show you guys how the deck works. So at this point, we've used our first Ultra Ball. Just kind of going through and see what the prizes are. And we start with an unknown to begin with, which is really kind of bad, but we're just looking through the prizes. We do play 2 Floatstone, but there's only 1 in the deck, so that means we're going to have to commit a double colorless energy to get that out of the active spot. So the usual things you're checking here are, you know, how many Shamans you have in your deck, is Revitalizer there, is Red Card there, how many Battle Compressors, what your Vileplume line is, how many DCEs. And so this is pretty much just how the deck works. You just go through all of your resources, put the Forest Giant Plants out, as you can see we drew there, which means we can get a Vileplume on turn 1. And we're just going to go through the deck and just get more and more things to get us to help set up. So I take the Ultra Ball here just because I figured that if I draw a dead hand, which is very unlikely, at least I'll have another Ultra Ball to get another Shaman, knowing they're more a deck. So we can evolve that Oddish straight to Gloom because Forest of Giant Plants is out. Just Trainer's Mouse, see what we get. So we get a Level Ball. And we'll go ahead and use the Level Ball. Probably get a Combi here. Remembering that we do have a Revitalizer, so we can get some of those Vespiquens back if need be. We already have 2 Vespiquen in there, so we'll dump a Combi. And again, another is exactly the same actually, another Acrobike or Combi. I think I'm going to go with the Acrobike though. And this is pretty rough. 1 DC and a red card. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to take the red card. We've already got a double colorless energy on the unknown. I don't play Bunnelby, so we know there's only 2 more double colorless energies in the deck. But going first, hopefully, that shouldn't be a factor. And hopefully, just 2 Vespiquen should be all that we need. So we're going to retreat the unknown. And we're going to Farewell Letter. So Farewell Letter is really great because it can just keep bumping up your attack while also helping you net more cards. And just seeing what's left in the deck here, how many Vileplumes are left, how many Shamans are left, unknowns, 2 Vespiquen in there, 1 Combi. So we'll take the unknown, we'll bench it, and then bench Shaman. I think that's the correct way to do it because that way you net 7 cards in exchange for 5. So it's just kind of seeing what we have to work here. We have to work with here, and we're going to Battle Compressor. Once you get 1 Oddish out, you only need 1 Oddish. Same with Gloom. We've already got Gloom out, so we don't need any more. So just going to go through. So we'll discard the Gloom, and we're going to get rid of Sycamore. Just because once you play 1, you don't generally need the second one, because usually by the time you play the second one, you're going to deck out. And as you can see, by looking at our deck, we only have 12 cards in the deck. So we have to be cautious about when we want to play that Sycamore. Okay, so I did use Revitalizer there. I'm just checking how many Pokemon are in the discard. We have to hit the Shaman for a knockout next turn. Bench down the Combi, so evolve our Combi, our active Combi into Vespiquen, hit Vileplume. So I think, yeah, we're going to hit Vileplume. And then the only reason I don't play the Sycamore is because I don't want to get rid of that double colorless energy. There's already 2 gone, so we have to be extremely cautious. But what we can do is also when we play Sycamore, oh, I should point out as well that my opponent is probably playing with the Fates Collide format, which we are playing up through to Generation. So I'm not sure if there's any inclusions that you would probably put into the deck from Fates Collide. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but I believe that's game. And will be Revenge, and yeah, that is exactly 110. And that's what this deck is aimed to do, just disrupt your opponent, give them literally no options whatsoever. Just by playing red cards, you can see they drew nothing, except for that 1M, which obviously that didn't give them too much. But yeah, so that is pretty much how the deck is piloted. Let's have another game and see how we get on. So we win the coin flip again, which is pretty decent, very, very huge for this deck. And let's try to do this whole setup procedure again. So we do get a much better start this time. We start with the Combi, which means that we don't have to commit to any double colorless energies or anything like a Floatstone. And I do play the one Muscle Band in here. This is just strictly a preference of mine, that Muscle Band. It's just to hit numbers, because sometimes you have to have something prized, otherwise you can't physically play the game. So sometimes you do get a heavy Vileplume line prize, which isn't an issue because you can still set Vileplume up. However, what it does mean is that you can't hit heavy numbers with Vespiquen. So again, we're going to Shame in until we have 6. Bench Oddish, and we have the Flowstone, which is nice. Trainer's Mail. Guess we'll get Acrobike. Let's Revitalizer, because we don't really need Revitalizer at this point. We're going to put that down to evolve our Oddish. And of course we're going to take Sycamore there. And we're going to play Sycamore first so we can net more cards. We don't want to draw into anything we might need and then have to Sycamore it away later. So we'll evolve that into Vespiquen, put that down, and so just to make sure that we don't draw into some things that we don't want, for example more Oddish and Gloom, we're going to use Battle Compressor first. And we're just checking the prizes as well. I think this might be our first check, I might be wrong, I'm not too sure. Just get rid of more things we don't need. Things like Forest of Giant Plants, things like more Sycamores. We don't generally need more than 1 Sycamore. So yeah, just anything to bump up the attack of that Vespiquen. Keep in mind that it does have Muscle Band as well. Great, so in Ultra Ball we can use that to get our Vileplume into play when we need to. Another Floatstone. Letter. So this is gradually bumping up our attack of our Vespiquen. So let's get some more. I guess we get Vespiquen here? Yeah. Let's see what's left in the deck. It would be really cool if we can get that red card as well. So, as you can see, by playing down our hand, we are maximizing Shaman EX here. We are getting the max 6 cards to get Shaman out. So we'll put that onto Vespiquen, the double colorless energy, and we do retreat because it has free retreat, so that if he does have anything like Team Flare Grunt, then that way we are preserving our double colorless energy. Let's go through and just discard more things. We have the Vileplume in hand, so we can just get rid of that, and then just one more item card. We need a double colorless energy, so I guess an Acrobike or Level Ball, whatever you want to get at this point. Let's set up with 3 more cards, try and get that red card. We didn't get it, it's Acrobike. Okay, we have to keep the double colorless energy at this point. And I'm considering using the Ultra Ball to put that Shaman in the discard just to bump up Vespiquen's attack. But I decide not to because I would have to discard a double colorless in the process. But that is literally the perfect setup that I can think of We pretty much have everything going there. Now it's just a case of whether my opponent has anything to respond with. The only thing that would have bettered our situation is obviously the red card. But as you can see, if we didn't have the float stone on Vileplume, he would have targeted that, which is why it's really useful. And he Lysanders up the Shaman, but we can just retreat out of that manually, and yeah, we just be revenge for the knockout. And that is literally the deck. That's how it functions. It just pretty much is designed to disrupt your opponent as much as possible, whilst having the perfect and most maximized setup that you can potentially think of. And on this day, there's not really too much that can beat this deck, which is why that it obviously did very well at UK Nationals. But the coin flip can be very dependent on how well this deck does, which is why some players tend to not like to play Vespiquen Vileplume. But anyway, let's go to the deck and I will show you the deck list that I'm using. So if you want to try this out for yourself, here is just a very generic standard build for you that you can kind of look at. So I think I explained most of this while I was playing the game. As you can see, we do have a muscle band in there. That's just a tech of mine that I like to play with. In Expanded, I've used Silver Bangle, which is also really great, but that is the deck for you guys, and you can go try it out for yourselves if you want to. But otherwise, that was just a very quick video to show you guys the power of Vespiquen Vileplume. So if you did enjoy this video and you would like to see more Pokemon related content, all you have to do is click the annotations at the end of this video, and you could also check out my top 10 decks for this year's National Championships from X and Y up into Generations. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.